guys, thanks for joining me on my monthly recap. This is for February 2019. So I'm just going to go over the stuff that I did. That was the month that it was, and it was a pretty decent month. So before we get started, I'm going to announce the winner from last month, which was for the brand new copy of Package. Not this one, they'll be sending you a new one. But the winning comment was Karen Jones. So Karen, if you don't mind, contact me in the link below is my Painting Nights Facebook page. Just go to the Facebook page, contact me through there, because YouTube for some reason doesn't allow direct interaction anymore unless you're commenting on the YouTube video itself. So just contact me through there and I'll get your address and I'll get that posted off to you. Congratulations. And there's a competition for this month as well. This video, I'm giving away a copy of Underleague. This is from Cogride Games, and it's a sort of a underworld fight club, if you like. And I've done a review for that, so you can check that out. Alright, so let's get on to the games. I played 38 games this month, which is obviously a little less than last month's games, but it was always going to happen. As you get into the swing of things and start knuckling down on the business and work and stuff like that, you have less time to play. But 38 is still a healthy amount of games. Also, on Mondays, or at least every second Monday, I go to a designers meetup on a Monday, where I meet up with a couple of other designers and we play test our games and stuff like that. And obviously those can't be logged because there's no Board Game Geek pages for them yet. They're not even games to play yet. So, and I think I did about, maybe over the 2 Mondays, maybe 10 to 12 different games that I've played over there. So the average is probably closer to 50 games that I've played this month. But out of the 38 logged games, my number 3, so the third most played game, this was actually tied with a few games, but I've just picked this one. This is Witless Wizards from Drawload Games. I had 2 plays of this, just getting it. I'm going to have a review of this coming up soon, and I just wanted to see what it was like. Get a few plays in to see what other people think of it, what I think of it, and pretty good, quite light. It's a fun little, interesting game. It has aspects that reminded me of Biblios, in terms of when you draw a card and then you have to pass it on to someone or keep it, that sort of thing. But obviously this is much streamlined, more take that sort of thing. But you can check out the review when it comes up. So pretty good that. In second place, with 3 plays, was Dice Forge. This is from Lebelut. I'm definitely not pronouncing that right. But February is my birthday month, so my family picked me up a copy of Dice Forge. I've been quite interested in playing this. Last year I did a preview for a game called Kapow, which was a dice builder game from Two Ton Porcupine, and I really enjoyed that a lot. I thought it was really good. It was a sort of head-to-head superhero dueling game where you building your dice pool, and you can have customizable dice and sort of statistical dice. And I really enjoyed that a lot, and I was looking forward to a copy. I got a copy of that come in. I'm really excited to play that again. But obviously I've seen Dice Forge come up a couple of times. There's a new expansion for it that just came out, so I put this on my birthday list, and I really enjoyed it. I just like the customizable aspect. It's really interesting, and obviously I haven't gone through. I've only played it 3 times, and all three times were really good games. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm definitely going to pick up the expansion. But yeah, Dice Forge, that was my second most played game for February. And then number 1 played game. Now this one was interesting. This was a bring and buy. Martin picked up for me at HandyCon. I've seen it. Saw it came on Kickstarter, and I was really interested. But I didn't back it, and I wasn't doing enough previews at the time to warrant them sending me a preview. Then I remember seeing, I think it was last year, they did an expansion for it. No, the game is Enchanters, by the way. And this is by Ludi Creations, and I saw that the expansion came up with a new big box, new mat and everything, all upgraded components and stuff, and I was really intrigued. So when I picked this up, I was looking super forward to play it, and I was not disappointed. I played this 4 times in February, really enjoyed it. Everyone I played it with really enjoyed it. Well, it plays really well, 2-player, there's a lot of variety in the game. Yeah, I'm really impressed. And I've heard there's another expansion coming out which is to do with more of like a Greek mythos. Oh man, that's going to be so good. Greek mythos, I love the game, so what's not to like? Really enjoy that. Alright, so those are my 3 most played games, but some of the highlights for the month. I got to play Mythic Battles again, one of my top 5 games of all time. Love it, had a great game, played that with my friend Alan. It was great to get them out, and I haven't checked on the Kickstarter in a while, but I know the 1.5 is going to be delivering soon, I hope, and then I'll be adding all the expansions to that as well, and I'll have to, move out with all the stuff I've got in here. I also played, which I really enjoyed a lot. I mean, it's interesting. I played the North Sea Saga from Garphill Games. Now, there's 3 games in the North Sea Saga, and they're combined very loosely with a sort of a campaign system where you basically gain benefits from previous wins in other games, and you're trying to win the most ruins at the end of the 3 games. Now, the 3 games are Shipwrights, Raiders of the North Sea, and Explorers of the North Sea. Now, we've done videos on all of them and the Ruin Saga itself, so I can put a link up here, maybe in the little eye, and you can go check those out if you want to. But, just a short, abbreviated, quick review of them. I thought all 3 games are decent. I think Shipwrights is the weakest out of all of them, because it's a very heavy take-that game, and because of the take-that nature, the game can drag on a bit. If it was maybe half the length, it'd be a pretty decent game. The expansion obviously is a must. You must play the expansion that has a little town board, otherwise it's just a dreadful game. But if you add that into the Ruin Saga with that added element of trying to win the ruins and trying to complete objectives and stuff, that'll benefit you in the other later games. It actually elevates the game a bit. North Sea is obviously, Raiders of the North Sea is a brilliant game. I really like it. I mean, Shem is a really interesting designer. He comes up with really interesting worker placement methods. I mean, Architects is obviously really good. When this came out, the way he implemented the place one, pick one up method, I thought that was really clever. We played it this time with the expansions. That was the first time I played the expansions. I thought the expansions were okay. I thought they added enough variety to the game. Obviously increased the length quite a bit. Especially the one that adds where you can get sets from battles that you've completed. But other than that, I thought it was really good, and of course, the Ruin Saga elevates that one as well a little bit. And overall, I had a really good time. Obviously, Explorers was the 3rd game in that, and Explorers is also quite a lightweight game, better than Shipwrights, not as good as Raiders, where you're basically traveling around exploring an archipelago, picking up resources, etc. But that was really good. I really enjoyed that a lot. And any other highlights? Well, even though they were in my top 3 games played, there were also highlights were Enchanters and Dice Forge. I enjoyed both of them. They were really good. So they would have made my highlights even if they weren't the most played games, because I really enjoyed them, and I'm now itching to get the expansions for Enchanters and Dice Forge. Oh, well, Witless Wizards is an interesting expansion method as well. They got these little booster packs that you can slot into because you choose 3 different variants, and then you can chop and change between the booster packs, which I thought was interesting. That's quite cool. I quite like that. So those are the games I played over February. Really good mix of games. Lots of variety in the games we play. With a pretty decent group of 10 or 12 guys that all like different things, but we have a very similar ethos of games, if you like. So I had a really good time. On the video front for gaming nights, I did 5 videos, which is not enough. I'm trying to up the amount of videos I put out, but also vary the amount of videos I do. Like, for example, the summary video. Over the years, I've tried out different things, like a weekly summary and things like that. But I prefer like just an abbreviated overall of what I did. So I did an interview for the first time on the channel, other than an interview in an environment, say at a convention where I'm talking to people face to face. This was over a Skype call, so that was quite interesting. I sort of bumbled my way through that, talking to Mark from Aircon. Obviously, Aircon was now in March. So I did an interview with Mark. I did the review of Underleague, which is the game I'm giving away this month. And I also did a couple of Kickstarter previews. A lot of Kickstarter previews coming up as well for March, because there's just so many games coming out all the time now. And because I'm quite a smallish channel, I get a lot of requests to do Kickstarter previews as opposed to the reviews for the bigger games. But the previews I did was Xerxes, which is the Persian god king. That was a pretty decent game actually, quite like that. The Big Easy, which was a sort of a 1930s noir detective card game. It's not co-op, a little bit of take that, but quite an interesting game actually. And also did Guardians of Zobos. Now that got cancelled on the first run, but it's actually, by the time I was filming this, they've actually relaunched it again, updated the Kickstarter a bit, changed a few bits and pieces, maybe even lowered the price, I'm not sure about that. But all three of those, really good games, and the first two are funded and will come to backers, and obviously Guardians has now just been relaunched. I'm also going to try and add some variety in the content as well. I've got, for March, I've got a couple of obviously reviews and Kickstarter previews as well. But I've also got a couple of Aircon videos. I'm going to have the walkthrough video, and I'm going to do a bit of a vlog of my experience and some footage of what happened at Aircon. And maybe do some more interviews going forward as well. Maybe some different videos for the channel as well, like maybe some full playthroughs, interviews, maybe something to do with my painting as well. Maybe do some videos of just sort of on a turntable of some of the games that I've painted. Maybe something like that. If you have any ideas, comment below. Tell me what you want to see or what I could maybe try and put up. That'd be cool. Alright, so that's Gaming Night sorted. Again, I didn't do anything for Battle Nights. I will be doing some more stuff, I think, from next month onwards for Battle Nights. I've taken a bit of a break, as I said in the last video. But this time, I've got a lot of games that I want to play, and a lot of miniature-based games, a lot of cool stuff that have come out. So I've got to get back on that wagon. And then the final thing is Painting Nights. So Painting Nights, I painted a lot of stuff this month. Mostly very similar stuff, in fact, like very sports themed. So I did, for a Kickstarter preview game, which is coming out later, I'll have the preview video up for that coming later as well. But it's called Rumble Kings, and it's a wrestling game. And it's got these cool little chibi style figures. So I'll put up a picture either year or year. Somewhere on the screen there'll be a picture. It was 5 wrestlers that came with my prototype, and I was commissioned to paint up the figures as well. They came out quite nice. I quite like them. Really interesting looking figures. Kind of reminds me of the 70s, 80s maybe, that sort of thing. So really cool. And then I also did, before I get to all the Blood Bowl stuff, I did a Shadespire team. I forgot what their names are now. The new Space Marine, Fantasy Space Marine guys. The gold ones. I can't remember. They got the ones with the crossbows. But there's a picture. Or of course, you can just follow the link to my Facebook page, and there'll be more pictures on there. But then the thing that I did the most for this month was Blood Bowl teams. So I did a Dark Elf Blood Bowl team, which you can see over there, or there. A Dark Elf Blood Bowl team. I did an Orc, Human, Elf, and Goblin. So I did 5 Blood Bowl teams this month. Technically 5.5, as I've just entered the Blood Bowl League at my local gaming club. And played my first game in March as well, February. And I lost 2-1, but I had a lot of good fun. I'm playing Beastman, just so I can have a Minotaur, obviously. But I had a really good time. That my opponent was a lot of fun, and I had a really good time. I mean, I think I'm not a good Blood Bowl player, and I like to just have a laugh with it. And my fellow gamers were quite surprised to see that my team had completed 5 passes in the game, when they're not really well known for passing. So that was quite amusing. But yeah, I did the base coat and wash on my own team because you get better bonuses if you have your team painted. So I'll have that develop throughout the league, and get it all painted up and based. But I had to concentrate obviously on the guys who were paying me to paint, and so I did those 5 teams. I got another team coming up for next month, potentially a month after that, which is an undead team. So the Blood Bowl teams keep coming in, and I'm also going to be, actually that's also a good point, I'm going to be doing an ogre team for a prize for the Blood Bowl League, and that was donated by Wordforge Games, as they do an ogre team for a similar game called Goreball. So if you want to check that out, they do some really cool ogre Blood Bowl figures. So yeah, those are all the figures I painted. I mean, 5 Blood Bowl teams might not sound like a lot, but it's a lot. So a lot of Blood Bowl there. Things I'm going to be painting for next month. As I said already, I might have another Blood Bowl team, the Undead one, coming up. I've got some Batman figures, I've got some Twisted figures. Twisted is a I've never heard of it really, but this is one of the covers that comes from Steampunk Skirmish Game. Not heard of it. Really interesting, sort of unusual figures. So that should be a lot of fun to paint. I've also obviously trying to work on some of my own stuff very slowly. You know, my own Blood Bowl team. I've got to finish off my Lion Rampant team, army for Lion Rampant. And then I'm also going to work through some of my board game boxes, you know, get some things painted. Maybe paint my little scythe. Maybe something like that. I don't know. See how it goes. But there you go. So, that is my summary video for February. As I said, it was a really good month. Every month gaming with friends is always a good month. And if you want to win a copy of Underleague, just comment below in the video. Whatever you want to say. Just say hello. Just say what do you want to see on the channel. Just say the channel sucks. Whatever. And you'll get entered into the competition for next month. And I'll send this off to you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. See you guys next month.